You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
You are watching the leaders in full immersion gaming, and this is the pregame show only on the NBL Network.
Oh Lord, so many reasons to be excited about tonight's NBL live stream. We've got our friends over at EA Madden NFL hosting us in just a few minutes. We've got playoff action, all 4 wildcard games kicking off tonight, and we will show you action from all 4 wildcard games tonight on NBL Live. Broadcast number 200. We appreciate each and every one of you tuning in to the NBL Live pregame show. That's brought to you each and every week by Web3KS.com. They've been our pregame sponsor for quite a while now. You know the drill. They do a ton of graphics for our entire NBL network. If you or anyone you know needs graphics done for an affordable price, hit up Web3KS.com. Let them know NBL sent you. You'll get 15% off your order. Web3KS.com, the leaders in affordable graphic design. Thank you for hanging out with us, folks. An exciting night here on the NBL network. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with my man, the co-commish, Lip. Where do you start? Where does the excitement start? Episode 200 of NBL Live, playoffs here in Season 30. We're about to crown a champ next Saturday, and we'll be over on the EA stream once again. I'm so excited, I just can't contain myself.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many awesome things happening tonight. So first off, we have our 200th broadcast for NBL Live. That's pretty incredible because we've done this 200 times, and we just keep stepping it up and getting better and trying to do new things, push the limits. It's so exciting to see where we've come from where we started this journey. And then tonight we're going to get to see not just one, but we're going to be able to pick and choose whatever games we want out of this wild card batch. We're going to start with this main matchup of the Titans and Jaguars. And it's going to be a great game, but you're going to get to see more action from around the NBL. And that's extremely exciting in itself. And then we've got the week of division and conference games and leading up to that Super Bowl. Like you said, where do you start? I have no idea which I'm most excited about, but I'm thrilled to see NBL doing this stuff, and I'm so excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, absolutely unbelievable. And again, big shout out to everybody out there who has tuned into NBL Live throughout all 200 broadcasts. We couldn't be here without you. Broadcast number 200, again, will be hosted by the EA Madden NFL Twitch, so there are going to be a lot of people in chat, folks, so be sure to interact and welcome to NBL Live. We have the main matchup is Jaguars and Titans, round 3. Titans taking the first 2 throughout the season, but, Lip, third-time matchups. It's tough to really pick a winner. We saw them play on NBL Live. The Jaguars absolutely laid a stinker. Their next game, Week 16, was very close. Titans got a touchdown in garbage time. That was a 4-point game with under 2 to go. Third time through the order, these two teams know each other pretty well. I don't know who you can give an edge to.
Yeah, I've always said this. I think that it's extremely difficult to beat the same team 3 times in a season. Now, sometimes it happens in some matchups more than others, but I just think that you pick up on tendencies. You look at things that you have not paid much attention to, the second and third time around. I'm not sure that it's enough for me to say that I think the Jaguars win tonight. And that's mostly because they don't really have an offense. I've watched them play twice in the last couple of weeks, and they literally do not have an offense for large portions of the game, and that terrifies me. But I'm hoping that they've made some adjustments and they realize on offense that they have to be smarter and more conservative. They can't go down the field, and they have to just work the short stuff and take the points when they can get them, because I think that they can make the Titans make enough mistakes on defense that they can take this game. But like I said, third time around, it's very tough. You've got to pick, you've got to be able to pick up on stuff.
Let's take a look at the players to watch for today's game. For the Jacksonville Jaguars, who else but Leonard Fournette? Another 1,000-yard year for him. 4.8 yards per carry, 6 rushing touchdowns. Fournette struggled throughout his first couple seasons with durability. He's been healthy the majority of the season, and he's really been able to be that steady back they're looking for. With Daniel Shirley's propensity to make some bad throws, you got to think establishing the run game early is going to be key for the Jaguars.
Yeah, and I was so hard on Leonard Fournette for the first couple of seasons because there was so much hype around this guy, from ownership, from the league expectations, from him coming out of LSU 4 years ago. And this guy only had 32 attempts, 194 yards that first season. And the injuries were just unbelievable to this guy. But the last 2 seasons, he's really put it together. Been able to stay healthy to get over 200 carries each season. Put up almost 1,300 yards last year, over 1,000 again this year. Just under 5 yards per carry. And that's the guy that needs to take on a lot of responsibility tonight. He needs to get the ball quite a bit. And that is their key. He's their player to watch. He is the key because the Titans are gonna try to make them make mistakes by pressuring their offense or by pressuring the offensive line and the quarterback so much. What Fournette can do is set the pace, carry this team at least into field goal range and get points. That's the big thing for the Jaguars, and that starts with Leonard Fournette.
On the flip side, for the Tennessee Titans, we're going to be watching Corey Davis tonight in this Titans passing attack. We talk about Marcus Mariota. He struggled at times with the turnover bug, but Corey Davis has come up with some huge catches for this offense. Up over 1,000 yards receiving for Corey Davis. 5 touchdowns, averaging 21.6 yards through the air. And Lip, this is a guy, they've got a lot of weapons offensively. You're going to see Derrick Henry. You're going to see many different players get used in the passing game, but Corey Davis is that deep threat that they've been looking for and will really challenge these very talented Jacksonville Jaguars corners.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see that because I saw Jacksonville's secondary find their way between the receivers and the quarterback that I never thought that I just didn't think that they still had it in them. But that's their strength. Their defense is definitely going to be able to intercept passes today. But Corey Davis is an unbelievable talent, standing at 6'3", almost 210 pounds, and this guy can fly. He's extremely fast, and you've seen him play so well over the years here in Tennessee that it doesn't matter if he has 1 guy, 2 guys, even sometimes 3 guys. Mariota in this offensive scheme is going to force the ball to Corey Davis no matter what. So it's going to be exciting because this kid can make plays.
Yeah, and you're going to see a couple different guys matched up with Corey Davis. You may see A.J. Boye. You may see Jalen Ramsey. Before we get to your prediction, again, guys, get your predictions in the chat while we wait for this host to go through over on the EA channel. We'll go live once we get that host through. Here's my question for you. How important is the running game for Tennessee? We've seen Marcus Mariota really light up the field, but also force some turnovers. How important is Derrick Henry and this Tennessee Titans rushing attack to making sure this offense opens up for Marcus Mariota?
Oh, it's extremely important because they have kind of had a lot of flash from this Bryant Vance fella, and I do believe that he is hurt. But I think that Derrick Henry's biggest thing is that he gets hurt and he fumbles. But if he can stay away from those 2 things, they're going to be able to really control the game. Like I said with the Jaguars, I think both of these teams need to control the game with the run game and the ground game for 2 reasons. Jaguars don't have an offense at all unless they run the ball. If they run the ball, they'll be okay. But with the Titans, they'll try to pass too much, and they'll throw picks, and that's going to put them in a larger hole. That's going to give the Jaguars that open door to get through and have a lead late in this game. So I think Derrick Henry needs to control this game, not get hurt, not try to do too much, run his style of football, and the Titans, I think they'll be fine.
All right, Lip, well, might as well make a prediction here. This is, again, folks, we're going to be having all 4 wildcard games. A couple kicking off at 9:15, another one kicking off at 9:30. They'll all be kicking off while this game is being shown. So if at any point this game gets out of hand, we see some great stuff from the other games, we'll be flipping throughout the game. We'll give you updates on the other 3 wildcard games. Lip, you said how hard it is for a team to beat another team 3 times in the season. These are division rivals. This is the Jaguars, a team who has been fighting, trying to make that leap and get that #1 spot and win that division. The Titans have been able to hold them down. Do the Jaguars, after getting bounced from the playoffs last year on a last-second play against the New England Patriots, do they get their big moment and able to get a win in the wildcard game, or do the Tennessee Titans and Sonny really knock that one and done? The one and done Titans, one and done Weaver. Do they knock off that moniker, get a big win in the wild card, and move on to the second round?
That is a big issue. We talked about it today. Sonny won 12 games this year. That is 2 more than usual. So you would already look at that and say, okay, there's no way he gets a playoff win because he goes one and done so often. It's unbelievable. But I don't know. For some reason, I think it's going to be – I think the Jaguars get a little closer each time, but I don't think they're going to get quite close enough. I think the Titans are going to pull this out 24-17. I don't like to make that prediction, but like I said – just something about it does not feel, it doesn't feel like the Jaguars' time to me.
And big shout out to our friends over at the EA Madden NFL channel for hosting us tonight. If you're just joining us, we got CFM action, and this is huge, folks. It is a battle between the Jaguars and the Titans, but we have all 4 wildcard games kicking off between 9 and 9:30, so we'll be flipping to the best action tonight. But let's get this game underway. NBL Live broadcast number 200 live here on the NBL Network, twitch.tv/NBL Network, and hosted by our friends at EA Madden NFL. Folks, you're in for a treat. Coming up next, it is round 3 of a battle between 2 division rivals. A bitter rivalry, and only one of these teams can move on. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Tennessee Titans. It's coming up right now here on NBL Live.
My name is Rex Dixon.
Jake Stein.
Clint from EA Sports.
You're watching NBL.
You're watching the NBL Network.
And you're watching the MBLN Network.
Empty backfield for Atkins. He's going to be dropping back to pass here on 4th down. He's looking deep over the middle. He has a man. It's Brandon Cooks who catches and makes a man miss.
Oh, that's
Woodard is dropping back. He's got open over the middle.
Wow. That big playmaker ability as he finds him again.
Into the end zone. Another touchdown. Night here on the NBL Network as Madden Bomber League playoffs kick off tonight. We've got all 4 wildcard games going on between 9 and 9:30, folks, and our headliner is this game between the AFC South rivals. It's the 11-5 Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the 12-4 Tennessee Titans. What a great game. What a great night. NBL Live broadcast 200. We appreciate each and every one of you tuning into NBL Live. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with the co-commish Lip. By the way, big shout out to King Ragnar 19XX who just subscribed to the NBL Network. Appreciate all of our subscribers and followers here on the NBL Network. Lip, a huge night here. Playoffs getting underway. We will crown a champion next Saturday. Same place, same host, but probably different teams. I'm going to guess both these teams won't be there. I'm making a bold prediction here on NBL Live. We'll be crowning a champion for Season 30. The playoffs underway tonight.
Absolutely. I'm excited because we've got so many games going on right now that we can go and take a peek at any game at any time, especially, you know that we like to have them Browns on here. So we'll get a little peek in at them. But first, we're going to get to see Daniel Shirley, and I'm very excited to watch them come out and hopefully run the football.
Ball first, he's going to drop back to pass. Daniel Shirley looks underneath. It is complete to Lee. Bad tackling by the Tennessee Titans. He'll get all the way up to the 44-yard line. Nice run of 19 there on the play. As Chaotic Waffle 12 now following here on Twitch. Appreciate the follow. Mr. or Mrs. Waffle, certainly appreciate it. Let's take a look at the Jacksonville Jaguars players to watch. Daniel Shirley, Leonard Fournette, Allen Robinson on the offensive side, A.J. Boye and Jalen Ramsey on the defensive side. A very talented and athletic team here in Jacksonville. Is on 1st and 10. It's going to be handoff to Leonard Fournette over the right side. He's got some room. He's up past the first down. A shoestring tackle at the 42-yard line. 13 yards on the play as Marlo 13 is now following here on Twitch. Leonard Fournette, a huge part of this offense. He has to get going early to take the pressure off of young Daniel Shirley.
Yeah, and the thing is we need to stop with these air trucks. you're not going to make or break a run with these trucks unless there's a defender right on top of you. That was a touchdown, no doubt. Leonard Fournette needs to just run straight and not worry about trucking anybody. The dude's big enough to get through without the trucks.
2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers for Daniel Shirley. Leonard Fournette in the backfield. On 1st and 10, it's going to be Fournette getting the carry over the left side. He went for the actual truck there, and look at that lip. You just got proved right as he didn't get through anyone. A gain of 1 on the play as Rel Bridgers 8 now following here on Twitch. Appreciate all of our followers, folks. Appreciate everybody joining us from the EA Madden NFL game. We hope you enjoy NBL Live, little CFM action. Lip, 1 yard on that play. Fournette, that would be a run that Fournette wish he had the first run back, because right there he went for the truck and it did not go well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't really understand it. I think that these guys are talented enough that they don't have to rely on that. Leonard Fournette's a big back. Just naturally run the ball, and you will have so many yards ahead of you.
Quick screen pass to Fournette, who went for the ghost truck once again.
Why?
Boy, Uniceland's got to get his hand off that right stick. It's not going well. There was nobody to truck over there. Loss of 5 on the play. It's going to set up a 3rd and long. And look, this is the situation that Tennessee wants to put Jacksonville in, because this is where Daniel Shirley struggles.
Yeah, and this is right here. This is the situation that Daniel Shirley is going to look. He's going to look 15 yards down the field, and he's going to throw a pick. But I have tried to encourage this kid to look short, take what's open, and he will be fine. But he can't throw a pick here to start this drive off.
Ball on the 46-yard line, 3rd and 14, empty backfield for Daniel Shirley as he drops back to pass. Only a 3-man rush. Shirley, he's going to take off, try to get the first down up the middle. He's not going to get there, but 11 yards on the play up to the 35-yard line, and that is huge, Lip, because it puts the Jaguars back in field goal range.
Absolutely, and that is so beautiful to see from them, because that to me tells me that they're serious about taking what the defense gives them. I saw them looking at that little stick and nod route that everybody likes to run, and just the linebacker was taking it away. And that's the beautiful thing about what they're doing right now. I saw that adjustment. He kept the football and ran with it. Didn't get the first down, but they got points, and that's huge.
As this kick's going to be taken out of the end zone, up past the 20. Nice juke move, but he'll be taken down at the 23-yard line. Folks, if it's your first time joining us, you may be wondering what rule set are we playing under as Jersey Boy NWK973 now following here on Twitch. Here are those rules, folks. No repeat play calling on offense. Plays must have different names, so you will not see any repeat play calling. They can have the same art, but they cannot have the same name. No killing the clock until under 2 minutes in the 4th quarter. Defense must not be more than 70% one-type man zone. And if a defensive players move pre-snap, you must stay on until the ball is snapped. That's only a snapshot of the rules. There's a handoff over the left side. It's Derrick Henry with the carry. He'll get up to the 30-yard line, give him 6 yards on the play. It's Crispy 1421 now following here on Twitch. Lip, the biggest rule, the biggest thing that people see with NBL Live, with the Madden Bomber League, is that no repeat play calling. It's our effort to create a sim environment. A lot of people look at that rule and go, how exactly do players play under that?
I think that a lot of people, even growing up, all of us, we played the game where you ran the same couple plays over and over, but really, when you have to put in a strategy to use 30 to 40 different plays, it totally changes. It adds a whole new dimension to the game. And when you're in practice mode, you're going through and you're finding different playbooks, different plays to use. I think that it adds a whole new level it just makes the game deeper on a mental level, that I like to see different guys, different organizations come up with different plays to use, and that helps the whole league grow, and I think it's an exciting thing to see. So it's not so much of a bad thing. I think there's a lot of positivity to it.
Yeah, and again, to each their own. Every CFM league has their own
Absolutely.
rules. It's just how we do it. So you'll see that as we get throughout the game. 1st and 10, Mariota's going to throw it over to the right side. It is complete up past the 50 as they move into enemy territory, down to the 49-yard line. First throw of the day for Marcus Mariota. We saw some interesting stat lines with Mariota this year, Lip, as this was a guy, I think we got Mariota stats right there. 15 touchdowns, 24 interceptions. He completed 68% of his passes, but that turnover bug bit him and bit him hard at times.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Mariota. He's got that big Corey Davis receiver down there. He likes to throw it up to him, and he doesn't care if it gets picked off, because it works out a decent amount of time that they're willing to take that risk.
Good screen to the outside. That little motion to the right opens up the screen to the left for Derrick Henry. He gets up to the 40-yard line. Going to bring up a 2nd and 1, folks. And a reminder, if you're sticking with us, we will have all 4 playoff games kicking off as Twitch had 123 now following here on Twitch. Appreciate the follow. So as we get throughout the night, as we get towards the end of games, you'll be able to catch a whole lot of action. There's a flag down on the play, deep throw over the middle. He has a man. He's in the end zone. Will this be coming back? Absolutely it will, because there's nothing else that deflates a team like a holding call on a touchdown. I think Jacksonville sort of knew it was coming back too. It's actually only going to be a loss of that 10-yard loss on the play, but the bigger loss there, Lip, is losing that touchdown.
Yeah, and that's a big mistake there from this Jacksonville defense. They split up too much in the deep part of that field, and they let that inside guy with so much space. They're so lucky to have a holding call in Tennessee there.
Throw over the middle. It is complete down to the 44-yard line. Saw our friend Sim, football critic, hanging out in the chat. Sim, welcome. We appreciate you joining us here tonight on MBL Live, broadcast number 200. And we appreciate each and every one of you who follow, who just tune in, who subscribe. All you guys make the MBL Network possible, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Big third down opportunity here for Jacksonville to get off the field after getting a field goal on their first drive. Blitz shown. Blitz is coming. Quick pass to the flat. That's Derrick Henry. It is complete, and Derrick Henry uses the truck effectively as he bowls over Bradley Roby and gets up to the 28-yard line. A nice gain on third down. A great third down conversion, but we're seeing something here early, Lip. Mariota, very conservative. The touchdown play that came back was his most dangerous throw. Everything else has been underneath, and he uses Derrick Henry out of the backfield a lot.
Yeah, and I love that because these are two quarterbacks that like to look 15, 20 yards down the field a lot. We've told them, go short. It'll open up so much more, and we're seeing it right now from the Titans. I'm so excited about it.
Quick throw underneath is complete to the 21-yard line. Give him 6 on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 4. And Derrick Henry, we talked about him, how effective he has been for the Tennessee Titans. Let's take a look at his stats on the season. 83 carries, 609 yards, 7.3 per carry. As Lucille now following here on Twitch. Appreciate the follow. Those numbers down because Henry got hurt for a while. They have a rookie behind him who they have loved, Vance.
Rookie of the year in the AFC.
Really? Did he get? Was it offensive rookie of the year for Vance?
Yes, he was, and he really came out of nowhere, and he was so good on NBL Live a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Really surprising player out of nowhere. So good for the Titans.
Oh, and that one, I don't know if that went off of his helmet, if Ramsey played in over there, but one-on-one coverage, Mariota looking for Davis on the left side. That's incomplete, going to bring up a 3rd and 4. Yeah, Vance, the rookie of the year in the AFC. Got to give him his title. Taking a lot of carries from Derrick Henry. Lip, I'll be interested to see if Henry's around after this year because they love what they got in this new kid.
Oh, yeah, and we've seen halfbacks come on and carry teams deep into the playoffs, even to a Super Bowl last season. It's a shame to see that guy go down.
And then this is the part where as he's Derrick Henry taking short 4th and 1 now. If there was one complaint, a Slick Plate now following here on Twitch, if there's one complaint on Derrick Henry we've heard over and over from owner Sonny Weaver, it has been that Derrick Henry, when it's time to get the tough yards, he hasn't been able to get him to do it. And there was one on 4th down. They ran a little outside power run with him, trying to get 3 yards, and Henry's only able to get 2. And now that they've got a real speed back behind him, who Vance has been able to really open up the playbook, Derrick Henry's time has got to be winding down.
And I think the big thing with him is that you saw that play right there, 3rd and short. Henry's a large back, if you haven't noticed. He's a very large human being. He should be able to power through and in those short yardage situations. If they would keep a system where they have Vance as their main back, because, he's shifty and quick, and then have Henry for those powerful short yardage situations, if he could pick them up, I could understand keeping him. But, right there was a display of, I think Henry's time has passed, and it just does not seem like he can really be reliable. And they're going to move on from him.
Now 1st and 10 for the Jaguars, getting a field goal on their first drive here as we're almost at the end of the first quarter. It is Daniel Shirley under center, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. And on 1st down, it's a play-action pass. He's looking deep. He's got a lot of routes down there. Looks over the middle of the field for Allen Robinson. Pops up in the air, and it is picked off. A great job by all 6 Tennessee Titans tackling their own man and bringing him down to the 45-yard line. But Ryan was the one who went up and caught that tip ball. The first turnover of the day committed by Daniel Shirley and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And this is exactly what we're talking about. You see that left inside route. He came across the field. The outside linebacker on the right side of the field came down on the halfback out of the backfield. You had that space in that zone completely wide open. But that's an example of Shirley keeping his eyes on one target the entire play. And that is exactly what gets them in trouble, because now the Titans have the ball at midfield. You've got a turnover. It's so frustrating because they refuse to look short and then deep. They are always looking deep, and they never take their eyes off of that, 15 to 25 yards down the field.
Good field position for Mariota and the Titans. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers as Mariota drops back to pass. On 1st and 10, looking, can't find anybody open. And this is where Mariota can take off. He's got the first down and more up past the 40 to the 35. Takes a hit past the 35 to the 33-yard line. 23 yards on the play. And just to give you guys a taste of the other games, Vikings and Seahawks in the NFC, they have just kicked off. We'll also have the Jets and the Browns kicking off about 9:30 Eastern time. So in just about 12 minutes here, we got one other game kicking off on the NFC side as it's a 5 wide receiver pack for Marcus Mariota. Nobody in the backfield. It's going to be Mariota dropping back on 1st and 10. Looking again up, and look at Grant Doman break up, and he throws a pick to A.J. Boye on the left side. He's got some room. Nobody's going to catch A.J. Boye to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. A.J. Boye puts the Jaguars on top with a huge play, and credit to Grant Doman on the outside, forcing Mariota into a bad throw, and Boye did the rest. Oh me, oh my, A.J. Boye to the house.
I have seen that play. I love to run that play. You've got to read that post on the inside quick, and if it's not going to be open, you have to dump it off early. That tight end came on the drag underneath. He was open early. The linebacker then came down and took it away. Mariota has to just get out, keep the ball, and don't turn it over like that, because now we're in a situation. This is exactly what we were saying would happen. If the Jags cannot make mistakes, which they already have made a mistake, but if they can remain
not make any more mistakes, right?
Yeah, if they can go mistake-free from here on out, those are the things that the Titans are going to do over and over, because they are so ready to pass. They want to pass attack first. And then if you can use that good secondary, the Jaguars, to create plays like that, that's how the Jaguars move on in the playoffs.
Setting up that little swing screen to the outside. It's caught by Derrick Henry. He's taken down at the 38-yard line. Again, Grant Doman on that play. Look for that one. Lip, we've seen a propensity for Marcus Mariota to love to roll out to the right side. Doman lined up on that right side. He'll be tasked with containing Marcus Mariota in the pocket.
Yeah, and he may have applied that pressure there that made Mariota make that bad pass under a lot of pressure. So we'll see that all night.
Quick throw to the outside once again to Derrick Henry. Mariota, I think a little gun shy at this point. Throw to anybody other than his running back right now as Derrick Henry gets the catch there. His second official catch. He's had 2 other catches, though, that were in the backfield that ran as running plays. Henry, not known as a big pass-catching back, but coming into play here, 10-3 your score right now, folks. Big shout out to everybody in the chat hanging out with us here on NBL Live episode number 200. Marcus Mariota dropping back on 1st and 10. Looking, and down goes Mariota, the coverage sack, and Miles Jack fighting through the offensive line, able to get in the backfield, bring down Mariota for an 8-yard loss on the play.
Yeah, and Mariota was looking deep. There was one of those times where he was looking for Corey Davis deep down the field, and the underneath routes were taken away by that single linebacker in the middle of the field. And he was waiting. If he could have cleared out on the left side there, he could have hit him, but he just didn't get open in time, and that allowed Miles Jack enough time to come in and lay a big hit on Mariota.
2nd and 18 for the Titans. Now Mariota under center, 3 wide receivers, 2 over to the left, 1 over to the right. Derrick Henry in the backfield. And it's going to be Mariota dropping back to pass. 4-man rush from the Jaguars. Quick out to the right side. It is complete down to the 38-yard line. Nice timing route there by Mariota. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 as he finds Montgomery for his 3rd time today. A little surprised they didn't run that one closer to the sticks.
Yeah, and I'm also a little confused on the Jacksonville's defensive call there. They really allowed them to take a large chunk with that defense. I think that they were kind of expecting a play to pick it all up on that down, but the Titans did the right thing. They called a play that would get them enough yards to make this 3rd down manageable, and here we are, 3rd and 4. Very manageable here for the Titans.
Yeah, they're in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. They tried with Derrick Henry a run last time in a very similar situation. Henry didn't get it. Let's see if they stick with the plan, and they do hand it to Derrick Henry, and he has a hole, and he's got a lot of room, and nobody's catching the big dog, the dump truck into the end zone. 38 yards out. You saw the minute lip. They shifted those linebackers to the left side. It was recognized by Mariota. He gave it to Henry. That's the easiest touchdown Derrick Henry's going to have all day long as the Titans look to tie this one up. It is up, and it is good, and we've got a 10-10 ball game here in Tennessee.
That's a terrible shift. Your blitz was coming from the inside. You have the halfback lined up on the left. they're not going to run the counter in that situation. They're going to run it to the right with Derrick Henry. The blitz was coming up the middle, and then you shifted the guy that was kind of going to contain that on the right side out of the play completely. I'm not sure what the thinking was on the defensive side of the football there, because you totally outmanned yourself on the right side where they were running the football.
Yeah, especially when you have, I mean, again, it wasn't like it was a counter play. You saw Henry lined up to the left side. You know, if any handoff, it's going to go to the right, and they just shifted everybody the wrong way, and they paid for it as Fournette gets the carry over the left side, shakes off one tackler, and we got to the 30-yard line. That was a man-style shake. Shut Up Kids 1984. Love the name. He's subscribed just on Twitch, or she. Hey, shout out to you, Shut Up Kids. Shout out to Space Tokyo as well. Leonard Fournette really wreaking some havoc in the middle of that offense. He is going to be a bruiser today.
There's about 25 to 30 plays that they could run out of that formation, and the Jaguars lined up to take away the counter that is the most unlikely play to run right there. And we need to see Fournette come out and do some things now, because Henry has set the pace here for halfbacks, the expectation now.
Well, Brenton Fisher got the carry on the draw play, trucked Casper the Friendly Ghost, got up to the 41-yard line. Very similar back to Leonard Fournette. Not, I guess, a little speedier, a little less of a bruiser, but still a big back. They like to run up the middle. You'll see Leonard Fournette and Brenton Fisher a lot today, mostly between the tackles. And it's pistol formation now for Daniel Shirley. He's got Robinson out to the left, Lee out to the right, and we got movement on the offensive line, it looks like. Nope, it's going to be defensive line, Daquan Jones with the jump, and it's going to give him a free 5 yards. Penalties will be something to watch here, Lip, because any yardage in this game, these are two teams very evenly matched. Any extra yardage given up, it's going to come up huge.
Yeah, and right there, that's a great thing for the Jaguars to use, because this defense of the Titans is incredibly aggressive. They're going to be aggressive for entire drives, and that's the thing that they like to do. They like to be aggressive, bring a lot of pressure, make you make bad decisions. So if you can counter that with a lot of different counts, it's going to be able to set you up nicely on offense.
Shirley rolling out to the left side, doesn't see anyone open. He's going to take off, try to get the first down. He'll go out of bounds at the 79-yard line. He saw the hit coming, and
I love it.
Yeah, he played a little bit of self-preservation there.
He did that, but he also played a very nice mind game with the defenders and the linebackers of the Titans. They saw that receiver there go down the field. They both tried to step back with him, and Shirley just said, "I'll take the yards that you're giving me right here." And that's a great play right there, because I didn't want him to throw it and create a horrible situation for himself.
63% on the year, 14 touchdowns, 17 interceptions for Daniel Shirley is JH666. Now following here on Twitch. Appreciate the follow. Appreciate all of our followers today. And appreciate all you sticking around here. Hosted by the EA Madden NFL channel. Little CFM action. Wildcard playoffs. NBL live broadcast number 200. Again, we got 3 other games going on behind the scenes, and we'll flip over to those as necessary. So a lot of action tonight. Sit tight. We hope you guys enjoy the show. It's the first down there for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're driving once again. I don't know if they'll get this playoff before the 2-minute warning here. First and 10. Nope, we'll hit the 2-minute warning. 10-10 your score, Lip. A back and forth, a battle. Jacksonville getting their touchdown on defense. These two teams very evenly matched.
Yeah, that's the questionable thing for me. Their touchdown has come from a defensive play. They've got a great secondary. The offense needs to be able to control the game and get the points on the board for them. They can't rely on defense all night.
Oh, Anua shakes off the tackler, makes another man miss, and gets to the 31-yard line. Anua coming in the offseason. He has been a revelation for the Jaguars. We know about Allen Robinson, but Anua in the slot has been that guy they have been looking for, that athletic player who can come across on those underneath routes and make something happen.
Yeah, and that's beautiful right there. They took that deep route away in the middle of the field where they get in trouble. They look down the field too much. They put him on a drag, give him the ball, let him make the play. And that's what he did right there, and that's such a great pickup, a great read for Daniel Shirley.
Press coverage, first and 10. Shirley steps up, looks for the corner route on the outside, and look who it is, the guy monikered Golden Tate with the catch on the right side. He's getting up there in age, picked up, I think in this offseason by the Jaguars, coming over from the Detroit Lions, but man, he's still got great hands on the outside.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing was, he has never been a guy to get open based on his speed. He's always been an excellent route runner, catches the football with his hands, and still, with his experience, he's such a valuable member to the Jaguars.
Hey, Leonard Fournette, he had an intimate meeting with the Tennessee Titans right there. Is Brown able to come up? That big bruising running back Lip, he's a little top heavy. If you get up underneath him, he's going down like a lead of bricks.
Yeah, and Zach Brown there, the linebacker for the Titans, you're not going to be able to truck him, so you just kind of have to take that hit, and that's exactly what happened there. But no turnover, still 2nd and 10. Just got to make the right decision here if you're Daniel Shirley.
Shirley dropped back on 2nd and 10, looks over the middle, and it's Eric Ebron, another former Detroit Lion, with the touchdown. A beautiful read, recognizing the cover 2, and Ebron right up the seam, wide open. A beautiful throw from Daniel Shirley. And Lip, I know we've seen 2 interceptions already in this game, but man, these quarterbacks look really good comparatively to how they've looked the rest of the season.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Other than that, the rush throw by Mariota and just the poor decision by Shirley, they've made some very good reads right there. And that's the one thing, is that safety in cover 2 for the Titans, he really didn't have anything on the outside. And Ebron just kind of quietly snuck up in there. I'm not really sure what he was covering, but Shirley made the right read. That's a great play call by the Jaguars and a great read by Shirley to put them up 7. And it's a big thing to get an offensive touchdown on the board. JY
Movie Guy, part of our NBL Bleacher Report team, letting us know that Petway just broke a 95-yard touchdown run for the Giants, put about 7-0 over the Seahawks. As Mariota's going to take off once again. Flag down on the play. Mariota will be taken down just past the 35, but it's going to go back once again for another hold and another big play, wiped out by a penalty. Tennessee, 3rd penalty on the day.
I am not a very large fan of running with your quarterback. And I am absolutely not a fan of running with your quarterback and not sliding. That's the second big hit we've seen Mariota take today. And if you're expecting to make a run into the playoffs, you want to preserve the health of your quarterback. So that, to me, to the Titans says they're kind of desperate, because if they're not willing to just slide and keep Mariota up, safe and protected, they're pretty desperate in my eyes.
Watch the screen here. It might be the fake, though, as it's a pump fake, and they're going to look deep on the verge, and they have a man. Diving catch, but he cannot make it, as that was Corey Davis. Usually sure-handed, usually the guy you expect to make those diving catches. Couldn't come up with that one. It's going to put him into a 2nd and long.
Yeah, that's something you don't see a lot on either side of this ball. You don't see Corey Davis dropping balls like that, and you don't see the Jaguars secondary just kind of missing that. The receiver from the left side came across the field. He's out of that side of the field, and they never really came down to pick up Davis, the big receiver for the Titans.
The Giants went up over the Saints with Petway. They missed the extra point, 6-0. Also, 7-0 Seahawks on top in the 2nd quarter. Thomas Rawls, a 2-yard touchdown. Quick throw underneath up to the 32-yard line. Timeout taken by Jacksonville, though, and now a 3rd and 3. Jacksonville looking to get some momentum, but I don't know if I like that timeout look.
I hate it, because you're not an offensive team that's going to make something out of your 25 to 30 seconds if you're going to stop here. You have to play this like you are a defensive team, which is what you are. So if the Titans are able to pick up a 1st down there, that timeout only helps them, because you are not an offensive power. You are not going to make something happen in most situations with 20 to 30 seconds.
Shotgun formation for Mariota, 3rd and 3. He's got Henry to his right, 4 wide receivers, play action pass, looking. He's got a lot of time, and he looks underneath, and it is complete, and they have a 1st down to the 47-yard line, and that timeout comes back to bite the Jaguars, because now Tennessee with 2 timeouts, they're only 10 yards out from field goal range. What a nice job by Mariota, staying patient and waiting for the dig to come across.
Yeah, you made me feel some anxiety there with the call, the pressure I saw coming. Mariota stood tall, calm and relaxed, found the open guy. And that timeout's going to come back to bite the Jaguars here.
As Mariota drops back on 1st and 10, looks over the middle, and it is complete. The ghost truck comes back to bite the Jaguars as he gets up to the 18-yard line. J.L. Maddock in the chat asking, who is the 1st pick in the NBL draft? That's confirmed. It is the 49ers, I believe.
2-14 this season. The 49ers, a pretty big a drawback from last year. Not quite sure what's going on out there.
1st and 10. For the Tennessee Titans, they're in the red zone now, 19 seconds to go. They've got 1 timeout left. As Mariota drops back, looks over to the flat. It is complete. And a flag down. That's going to be that unnecessary roughness out of bounds. I hate seeing that penalty called. I've seen it on NBL Live now twice on EA Street. I hate seeing that penalty called, because there are plenty of times the animation goes through on the outside lip and you see like a power slam, and that's not called.
Yeah, there's plenty of times that's one of those things that just kind of seems like it's, you know, you can't really get around it. It's going to happen every now and then. But yeah. I'm okay right now because there's 6 yards right here. It's a short field for the Titans. The Jaguars have a great secondary. They just can't allow Derrick Henry to power this through. If the Titans are going to pass, you know, it really plays for the Jaguars because it's such a short field.
But watch for Mariota and his legs. We've seen him take off already. Quick 3-step drop on 1st and goal. Look for the high pass in the back of the end zone. That sails through. Ooh. 13 seconds to go as our BR insider Timbo saying Seattle now at 14-0 on Minnesota. Thomas Rawls from 3-yard out, his second touchdown of the day. Minnesota, one of those teams, Lip, that we thought could make a big run, a team that has had the Lions number on multiple occasions, but right now they're having a battle with Seattle.
So many teams already picked the Vikings to be in the NFC Championship, but they can't handle the playoff pressure. They always collapse in the playoffs. Super frustrating, but we'll see.
They ran the option. He went for the speed option.
No.
I'm sorry, the power option, and now Tennessee is going to be forced to take that last time out and settle for a field goal. Blunder in terms of play calling there, Lip?
It's a tough call.
With one timeout? Like, come on.
It's tough because of the duo in the backfield, but with one timeout, I don't think you can run that play.
Now 3rd and goal. They're going to just kick the field goal and get their points up and good. 1 second remaining. 17-13 your scores. JY in the chat. Davis to Stokes for a 30-yard touchdown. Giants up 13-7. As Jesmai now following here on Twitch. Lip, Giants up over the Saints right now. There's still a lot of time left in that game. But this Giants team, ownership change in the middle, they struggled after the ownership change. This was a team that was undefeated through, I think it was 10 games. Ended up losing a bunch down the stretch, but they've got a lead in the playoffs. It looks like the new owner, Fish, and the New York Giants, they've come to play in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's what's so I'm shocked to see the Saints having this much of a struggle because they went out and they spent a lot of money in free agency on their offense. They went out and drafted people for their offense, and they've already had a top 5 defense multiple seasons. So to see them struggling right now, it's pretty shocking. I'm excited to see how that one finishes out.
And the Jets and the Browns just kicking off. As we've also got a fumble. Dalvin Cook took a deep pass and then fumbled it. That was a big turnover for the Vikings. Dalvin Cook usually very sure-handed. 1st and 10 now as we've hit the second half. 17-13. Jacksonville on top, but Tennessee with the ball. Play action pass for Mariota as he rolls out. Looks to the flat once again. Great coverage there by the Jacksonville Jaguars. It looks like they're keying in on this so far. And Lip, I think the biggest thing I'm impressed about, we know how talented these cornerbacks are in Jacksonville. In man coverage, they are locking down the deep routes.
Yeah, and when their slot corner plays, tight man coverage, that whole secondary locks down receivers in man-to-man coverage. I think a big thing for the Jaguars moving on here is when they're in zone coverage, they're going to have to run a spy to keep Mariota in check, force him to throw the football, and because they can lock down man coverage, no problem.
Deep pass over the left side, and look who it was, Jalen Ramsey, prying that ball free on the outside. And let's take a look at Jalen Ramsey's stats on the season. 31 tackles, 4 interceptions, 6 passes defended. He's usually matched up with their top wide receiver, Lip, and he is not disappointed for the Jags.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing about the secondary. You see an open hole, but their ability to close on receivers is so unbelievable that it makes quarterbacks look foolish so many times.
Screen pass to the outside. It is complete, but a great tackle.
Oh, boy.
Made by who else but Jalen Ramsey, saving a 1st down and forcing a 3-and-out from the Tennessee Titans, their #1 corner, Lip, making the big tackle at the line.
That is huge, absolutely huge, because now you're going to give the Jaguars the ball, and they've got a little 4-point lead here. If they can get another drive under their belt, solid drive with points, that's really shaping up to be a great start here to the second half. Except for that.
Griffin's Poor in the chat saying, where can I see the standings? You can go to daddyleagues.com/MBL or MaddenBomberLeague.com. I think redirects there, right, Lip? Am I just talking crazy?
What was the link?
MaddenBomberLeague.com goes to the Daddy Leagues page.
Yes, correct.
So you can go to
MaddenBomberLeague.com. We'll take you to the Daddy League site where you can see stats, standings, matchups, everything NBL that you would like to see.
Again, if you are interested in joining the NBL, if anybody sees this and wants to be part of the NBL, 365.maddenbomberleague.com under the Join tab, you can fill out an application to join our development league, The Grid. As our BR insider Timbo, Vikings straight back, Turner 7-yard touchdown, 14-7 Hawks on top, but the Vikings cutting into that lead. 1st and 10 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. As Daniel Shirley drops back, looks over the middle. It's complete to Enuma once again. Another big catch up to the 40-yard line. Give him 37 on the play. Daniel Shirley, 6 of 7, 86 yards, a touchdown and a pick. He hasn't had to do a whole lot because the defense for the Jaguars had led them. But if you're a Jaguars fan, Lip, you see that stat line, that's exactly what you see from Daniel Shirley.
Yeah, and he is doing he had the drag route there open, made a great read. That's the one thing. They need to be able to go back and forth between the deep and the short. They can't rely on one or the other. The short, you'll suffocate yourself. The deep, you'll kill yourself with turnovers. So to see their balance between the deeper stuff and the short stuff is really what we haven't seen from Shirley in such a long time. But they're really showing up here and playing great football. Aside from one bad, boneheaded pick, great football from Shirley and the Jaguars offense.
Tackle on that play made by Darren Enuma. 33 tackles, 21 sacks on the year for Enuma. The other Enuma in this game is a play-action pass, and they're looking for the PAFK quick. They've got a man down the sidelines. Hey, chucks it the other way. I don't know what happened there, but it's picked off by the Titans. Oh, boy. Has an isolated broken his controller. I don't know if he hit the wrong button. I don't know what that was, Lip. But I can surely, see what I did there, Daniel Shirley? Surely think that he wasn't going for the across-the-field throw.
I absolutely don't understand any part of that. I understand
it had to
not
be a
wanting
wrong button, right? It had to. He was on the right side. He saw the wheel route up the sidelines wide open. You had to think that that's where he was going. Or not. Or he's dumb. I don't know. 1st and 10, throw to the right side. As Sonny felt bad about that one, tried to throw a pick the other way. Look at the throw on the right side. Incomplete pass, going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
Okay, so I'll go back to that play. I understand the wheel route looked open, but sometimes those players underneath can make spectacular jumping plays and make that interception. I understand it. What I don't understand is you're like, you know what, that might be a risky throw, so I'll chuck it to the left side of the field. Had to have been a wrong button type scenario.
The old back foot across the field throw, as that is complete underneath to Montgomery, up past the 25 to the 22-yard line.
Unreal.
Yeah, you got to think the read wasn't, you know what, that guy underneath is a little dangerous. Let me throw it across the screen where I can't see it anymore.
Yeah, I really do not have words for that because it's such a struggle, but I don't know. But let's just go right back in Titans.
We'll just move on as Jacksonville, we may look back at that play and go, that could have decided the game. We'll see what happens with Tennessee here on the 22-yard line. Another throw underneath to Montgomery. To the 12-yard line. Give him 9 on the play. As DZ, your boy, now following here on Twitch. Lip, I'm surprised. I mean, look at that. They're running the cover 4. We've seen the Titans really only work underneath. They haven't really tried anything over the top. Why continue to run this cover 4 soft defense?
I'm not very sure. I think that they're trying to take away Corey Davis too much, that they're giving up too much underneath. I'm not exactly sure what their thinking is, but it's just tough. To see such a talented secondary. I want to see, they play such great man coverage. I want to see them be aggressive. I haven't seen them be aggressive yet. If they're aggressive, see, Mariota has such a great offensive line. When he gets time in the pocket, he can find an open guy. If you get aggressive and send a lot of guys, stay with man coverage down the field, you're going to get a lot of pressure, resulting in sacks and turnovers there from the Titans.
Hand off over the left side to Derrick Henry. He'll get up to the 5-yard line. Going to bring up a 2nd goal, folks. And again, we want to remind you, NBL Live is, of course, brought to you by our graphic sponsor, web3ks.com. They do the graphics for NBL Live, a ton of other graphics for our entire show catalog. If you or anyone you know needs graphics done, hit up web3ks.com. As the handoff to Henry up the middle gets to the 3-yard line. They're doing a great promotion right now. Albidus over there, a big friend of the NBL Network. If you use web3cast.com, let them know NBL sent you. We'll give you a 15% discount, and they do great custom graphics. Lip, we've been using web3ks.com for a long time, and Albidus continues to crank out great custom graphics.
Absolutely, and the best thing that I hear from them is that they're very easy to use. He'll explain how to use a lot of those graphics.
Yeah.
Whenever you're putting them together, he'll explain how to use them. They're very user-friendly to help you create a great product.
Yeah, Derrick Henry just walked into the end. They are reading these shifts really well. But again,
absolutely.
Can I point out again? That was a 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line, and the Jaguars came out in a cover 3 match. A, that leaves your underneath throws well open, so any drag route is going good underneath. But B, only a 4-man rush once again inside the 4-yard line. That was 3 zone calls. It worked the first 2 times, but you had to think there was a chance they were running. You got to bring some pressure when you're inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, and this team needs to stop making shifts. They need to stop thinking that they're a step ahead, because we've seen now 2 shifts, I believe, come up with 2 touchdowns. So when they make shifts, it's not going well for them. But like you said, that cover 3 there, Mariota's not going to make these brilliant, beautiful throws. They're going to run the football down in those situations because they don't believe in themselves in those tight spaces down around the goal line. So I'm not sure what you're thinking there on defense.
2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. It's a toss play to Leonard Fournette on the outside, and once again, a big play by the defense of the Tennessee Titans. And you're feeling the momentum shift a little bit right now as Williamson came up with the tackle there. The Jags throw a really bad pick on the last drive. They got a big touchdown from their defense, but that momentum has sort of run out. And right now, you're feeling Tennessee has an opportunity to take control.
Yeah, and this is where the Jags get in trouble. When they have to go 70, 80 yards for touchdowns, that's when they're in a very big hole, because Daniel Shirley has not proven to be able to be that quarterback, but he still has a lot of time. 3-point game. Let's see how he does.
And he finds Allen Robinson on the outside of the 35-yard line. I don't know. He did get the first down there. And Allen Robinson having yet another good season. Let's see if we can pull up Allen Robinson's stats here. It should be that button. Hey, there it is. 50 catches, 873 yards, 17.5 per catch, and 7 touchdowns for AR-15 as the handoff on the outside to Leonard Fournette. He'll fight forward to the 37-yard line. Just got an update from our very own Timbo. Jack Gerber finds Perriman 56 yards. It is a tie ball game between the Vikings and that Seattle Seahawks team that just won't go away.
That is one team that will not die, man. They were they always start out 3-5, 2-6, and then they go on these runs where they still somehow come up with a way to win their division and then go on a run in the playoffs. It's impressive, but also one of those things I'll never understand.
2nd and 9 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Ball on the 37-yard line as we're nearing the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Shirley dropping back on 2nd down, looking, waiting way too long. And he goes down as Doozable in on the sack, but it appeared the entire Tennessee defensive line was there to bring down Daniel Shirley for a huge sack on 2nd down and to put Jacksonville in a 3rd and long.
I absolutely hate this. They have a deep route on the right side of the field, and what do? They audible it to having another receiver on the left side go deep. That linebacker came down on the halfback out of the backfield. You stay with that dig route. It is wide open all day. I don't know. You're trying to do too much. You're trying to outthink yourself here, and it's just not creating good football for the Jaguars.
3rd and 14. Shirley dropping back. Only a 3-man rush from the Titans. Shirley's trying to take off, but he's going to get caught from behind, and down goes Shirley at the 31-yard line, and momentum has firmly shifted as Darren Anua brings down Daniel Shirley, and the Jaguars, who once seemed in control of this game after their touchdown at the beginning of the 2nd half, they're punting it back to the Titans down 3.
Yeah, and that's one guy you're never going to outrun. I don't care what quarterback you are. You're not going to outrun Enunwa. He's an absolute freak. Playing linebacker, great linebacker for the Titans. You're never going to outrun him.
Only quarterback who would have a chance of outrunning him was 04 Michael Vick. That's the only guy I can think of. But he's not here. And he's not coming as Tennessee up 2017. We're almost at the end of the 3rd quarter, folks. Again, and keeping you updated on all the playoff action going on right now. All wildcard games have now kicked off. We will flip over with bonus coverage when this game is either over or essentially over, as Marlon Petway gets his 2nd touchdown of the day, 2 yards out. Giants up 10, 20-10 over the Saints. A big surprise there. Giants really showing a lot here in the playoffs. 1st and 10 for the Titans. Man going in motion. Looks like they're setting up the wide receiver screen out there. It is complete, but well read by the Jacksonville Jaguars. A huge tackle there, and we head to the 4th quarter. It's a 3-point game, and anybody who thought this was going to be a blowout clearly doesn't know these two teams, because it's playoff time, and these two guys want it bad.
That's a great read there on defense. The receiver comes all the way over into the backfield, and the linebacker's able to run over, and he's really the last person that can make that tackle. If he doesn't make the tackle, the Titans are easily walking for a touchdown right now. That's the thing. The defense of the Jaguars is so athletic, so talented. They just need to be more aggressive, in my opinion.
2nd and 12, handoff to Derrick Henry, cuts it back up the middle. He'll get a good gain up to the 36-yard line, up over 80 yards on the day. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 4. XGM Bread X saying great game so far. Absolutely, and we appreciate all you tuning in. Whether it's your first time or 200th, this was this NBL Live broadcast number 200. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with the co-commissioner of the Madden Bomber League, Lip, owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers. His Steelers got a bye this week. They're pretty good. Look for them as we get towards the NBL Super Bowl, which will be next Saturday. Same place. You won't want to miss it. It's a huge show. We got a lot of bells and whistles for that one. It'll be hosted also by EA once again. And big shout out to our friends over at the EA Madden NFL channel. Okay, they're running this motion. It's going to be the screen. He has not thrown the screen yet. There's the screen. And it's jumped by the Jaguars. It's Barber to the house. He knew it right away. Touchdown, Jags. They're back on top, clutching another touchdown on the defensive side of the ball. What a read, Lip. We talk about unisolated, and at times his questionable user skills, but he knew what it was right away. They jumped it perfectly, and the Jags are back on top.
Absolutely beautiful, gorgeous, perfect, amazing. I can't even. Oh my goodness, this is unbelievable. Like I said, they're so athletic and talented on the defensive side of the football. When they know what's coming from the Titans, they can make plays like that. Somebody in the chat earlier said this game was over because of the inability to score from the Jacksonville offense, but right here, we've seen it again. Beautiful, intelligent play by the Jaguars defense, and now the Titans are down 4. Here we go.
Two picks thrown by Mariota, both to the house. As it's a toss play to Derrick Henry, and you can see the Jags defense playing with a lot of confidence as Barber, who had that touchdown, comes up and makes the tackle. It's now 2nd and 12, and you can feel the air deflated from this building, Lip. The Titans are in trouble with Marcus Mariota throwing 2 great touchdowns to the Jaguars.
That toss looked very uncomfortable there for Henry, and once he got the ball, he didn't have enough time to read the holes. Big problem there with that exchange.
And they attacked the user once again, and it was just a nice throw by Mariota. Put it where only his receiver could get it, as that puts the Tennessee Titans up over 300 yards of offense on the day, 200 through the air, and a big first down to the 40-yard line. As we saw Montgomery's 9th catch on the day.
You know, that's a great play by the Jaguars, just not in time enough. But I want to see them get aggressive. I haven't seen them press up. I haven't seen them man-pressed blitz. I've seen this cover 2-man, 5-10 yards off these receivers. I want to see them turn the aggressive on, because now you can really deliver the kill shot to these Titans with that aggressive. And you totally have the tool bag to do that on defense.
1st and 10. For the Titans, now in the enemy territory on the 41-yard line. I formation. It's going to be Mariota dropping back to pass on 1st and 10. Looks over to the outside, and Jalen Ramsey with a big play out there on Montgomery. How about Montgomery? 9 catches for 92 yards on the day. Corey Davis has been locked down by Jalen Ramsey, but they have been attacking A.J. Boye, a usually solid defender, but Montgomery is winning that battle.
Yeah, Montgomery's not a guy that has a lot of speed to him. He's a bigger receiver and just not going to make a lot of moves as far as speed goes. But he's given this secondary a little bit of a challenge today. 2nd
and 10 as Mariota looks deep down the middle of the field for the tight end. And it's caught, and he's going to take it up to the 5-yard line. Scruggs with another big catch. The coverage was good underneath, but Mariota with the dot, putting it between the safeties and over the defender. The best throw we've seen from Mariota all day.
Yeah, and the guy, I think the guy that made the beautiful read and interception for a touchdown there just could not hang with the tight end streak. Just one of those great plays, great throws by Mariota.
1st and goal, handoff to Henry, who tried to get outside, breaks a tackle and gets in the end zone, stays on his feet, cuts it back inside. Some poor tackling by the Jags, and we shift once again. Another lead change, the 6th of the day, back to the Titans, who go up 2 behind Derrick Henry inside the 5. It's Henry time. 3-point ball game in Tennessee.
I have not seen Derrick Henry make a cut like that in several seasons, but he saw that the outside was going to be clogged up, hammered it on the inside, and was able to break through for a touchdown. Maybe Derrick Henry's not done, because that's a powerful short yardage situation that the Titans desperately needed, and he delivered.
Barclay up to the 23-yard line. Lip, I don't know if you remember, I told you the Seattle Seahawks were up 14-0 on Minnesota.
Yes.
The Vikings have scored 21 unanswered.
Ooh.
They're up 21-14 early third quarter.
Gerberry is a great talent, and
the last touchdown, a pick six thrown by Russell Wilson.
And well, I mean, they have a great defense too, but Russell Wilson's very inconsistent.
Yeah.
To say, so if they don't have the solid run game, Russell Wilson's very inconsistent. So I can understand how that's happening, but I'm excited to see how it goes.
Throw underneath to Eric Ebron is complete to the 28-yard line. 3:45 to go. Lip, if you're in the Jacksonville Jaguars offensive huddle, what is your game plan to get down the field and at least get a field goal?
The tough thing is I want to see them make the inside linebackers of the Titans make a decision. Have somebody come underneath, have somebody go over top, and then be able to make the right read. That's really where I think they're going to win, because on the outside, I don't think they have the athleticism to beat the Titans on the outside. I think the inside all day is where they need to go.
2nd and 5, and he's got a man wide open in his lead. He's got some
Beautiful.
room.
Beautiful.
Juke move up past the 45 to the 50. Another juke move, and he'll move to the 47-yard line. The easy throw underneath. There's a little bit of a rub on the left side, and Lee takes advantage as the Jaguars offense driving their inside enemy territory.
Yeah, and the halfback out of the backfield there is an important part of that play, because you can immediately tell that it's man coverage. The linebacker for the Titans kind of got caught up and kind of blocked that defender that was in man coverage on that receiver, allowing so much space, and a beautiful play call there.
Hand off to Brandon Fisher, who absolutely obliterates somebody and gets no yards on the play. It looked real cool, folks, but he wasn't able to get anything on that play. 2:47 and counting. And a reminder, folks, we will have, after this game, our NBL Live Player of the Game selection for broadcast number 200. You can check out all of our Player of the Game selections on our website, 365.maddenbomberleague.com, under the NBL Live tab. You can check out our Player of the Games all the way back to broadcast number 1. It's a fun look back at NBL history. You can also apply to the NBL, check out all the awards we give out, which you'll see during our Super Bowl broadcast next Saturday. Achievement and Media Excellence Award, our Owner of the Year Award, all that is on our website, 365.maddenbomberleague.com. 2nd and 10. For the Jaguars, 2:22 and counting. 2 tight ends, 1 wide receiver out there for the Jags. Fournette at the top of that eye. Play clock running down. 2 seconds, 1 second, and Shirley takes the snap on 2nd and 10. Looks over to the right side. A little sit route for Allen Robinson, and he holds on through the big catch. He gets a first down. What a read, what a throw by Daniel Shirley.
I was questioning so much about what they were doing there. But that's pretty incredible to be able to find, and that's Allen Robinson. That's a guy you can trust to find the right hole and have the hands to come up with a catch. We've seen Corey Davis drop a couple balls, but A-Rob's not going to make a lot of mistakes. He's going to catch the ball. That was a great play call, great audible, and here we go. Here we go. The bag of tricks is out.
It's going to be Fournette keeping it on the power run. He's got some room on the left side. Allen isolated. Can he get there? Juke move. Powers through up to the 5-yard line. We'll call him down to the 6. The Wildcat killed unisolated on multiple occasions. All on NBL Live Lip. And he takes a little playbook from his own, I don't know what you call it, death book. Uses it and gets up to the 6.
I love it, but here we go. You absolutely have to be able to come up with a field goal in this position. You can't put it on Shirley to make a touchdown throw. Very, very, very difficult situation here for the Jaguars.
Kill the clock? Oh, they're going to get a big 3 yards there. Okay, minute 28 to go. Again, we're under 2-minute warning. As we said, you can kill the clock now if you're the Jaguars, Lip. Do you ponder just taking your time and using the run game and eating up the clock and make sure you don't give the ball back to Tennessee with time on the clock?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I don't think Shirley has the ability. Like I've talked about it all game. Down inside the 10, the 5, it's very difficult. There's not a lot of space. And I think that these are 2 quarterbacks, Shirley especially, that needs a lot of space to be able to make throws. So I would just run the ball, use the clock, absolutely come away with a field goal.
Handoff to Fournette, takes a big hit at the 5-yard line, minute 23 and counting. Tennessee not using a timeout. So it looks like both these teams are just lining up for this to be the last drive of the half. Let's see where this drive goes, but a great job there by the Titans to get in the backfield. The Jacksonville Jaguars going to break the huddle quickly. 1:10 and counting to go in the 4th quarter, folks. We got other games going on. Bonus coverage in case this game turns sour. Fun fact, it didn't. A great matchup. Wild card playoff action on NBL Live Broadcast 200. We're under a minute to go as Shirley changing the play. He's going to hand off to Leonard Fournette over the outside. He's got some room. He's trying to get there, and he does. High step in his way. Don't know if that was the time for the celebration, but Fournette finds the end zone, and the Jags go back on top with under a minute to play.
Here we go. Oh, baby, I cannot believe that the Titans just could not come up with a stop there. They knew what was coming. I don't think there's anybody in the entire NBL that thought that there was a pass play coming there. And now you force the Titans. They have all 3 timeouts, but they have to get into the end zone. You need to put a lot of pressure on Mariota here, because if you sit back, he's going to have a lot of time. They have the 2 best tackles in the league, in my opinion, on that Titans offensive line. So now you have to I think you have to get a little bit aggressive here. You have to be able to send some pressure on Mariota, because he will make that mistake, because he's got the pressure of needing a touchdown and not having a lot of time to do it.
53 seconds to go. Tennessee does have all 3 timeouts. Lip, if you're Jacksonville, how are you playing this defensively? Tennessee has really killed you underneath and has been able to get downfield. I mean,
I'm not sitting back on this. That's the thing. They have not been aggressive at all.
There's been no blitzes shown by the Jaguars, as it's another 4-man rush and a big catch over the middle, and he's got room all the way up past the 44-yard line. It only took 1 play, and they're past midfield. They're at the 44-yard line. 40 seconds and counting as the Titans hurry back to the line, 1st and 10. It's a quick screen pass to the outside. It is caught. He's up past the 40, taken down at the 35-yard line. First timeout taken by Tennessee, and Jacksonville's defense playing on their heels right now.
The defense is your strong point. You have to rely on it. You have to trust it. The Titans have moved down the field here quicker than you've wanted, but you just have to relax, play your brand of football, and that is defense with a strong secondary.
Update from our very own Timbo. It looks like the Vikings up 27-14 now. Blocked the extra point, but Russell Wilson's been picked off 3 times in that game. The Vikings stormed back 27 unanswered. This ball game ain't over yet, folks. What a matchup here in the wild card round. Mariota dropping back on 2nd and 1. Trying to roll to the outside. He's being pursued, but Daniels can't make the tackle. He's got some room to the 30, to the 25, up past the 20 to the 15-yard line. Out at the 14, 41 yards on the ground for Mariota. No contained by the Jags as they played man coverage the entire way, and Mariota got around the contain and put them in the red zone with 23 seconds left. Let's see what the Titans can do. They need a touchdown or bust. 2 timeouts left for the Titans. Shotgun formation for Marcus Mariota. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 over to the right. Derrick Henry to the left of Marcus Mariota as he drops back to pass on 1st and 10. Looks underneath. It is complete down to the 6-yard line. He is tackled, and they're going to use their 2nd timeout of the day. They're 6 yards away from a victory here in the wild card round.
You've got 2 or 3 plays here, and like we've talked, it's come down to a short field here. This is where the the Jaguars have actually been okay, as long as they don't shift and allow Derrick Henry to walk into the end zone for a 3rd time. This is an absolutely huge moment in this game.
See if the Jaguars defense has something left in the tank. 18 seconds to go. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Mariota dropping back to pass. Looks underneath, and it's an incomplete pass. Look for the drag. The Jags defense swarming around that one. It's 3rd and 2. The down and distance. Less important than the time on the clock. 15 seconds for a berth in the divisional round.
Right there. They played a better defense than before, but I want to see a cover 2 play right here. I think that is the play, because they have great linebacker play, but also keeping that secondary very aggressive here. I want to see something. I want to see a play here from the Jaguars defense.
2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. It's going to be a toss play out to Derrick Henry trying to get the edge. The pursuit by the Jags is stellar, though, as he's taken down inbound.
He didn't get
forcing Tennessee to use their last time out, and he didn't even get the 1st down.
He didn't get out of bounds. Oh, my goodness. 4th and 1.
Boy.
No timeouts.
Put your big boy pants on. This is huge, because it has to be. They can't run the ball here. If they run the ball, it has to be in the end zone. No timeouts, 9 seconds. What a huge play by the Jags defense, tackling Derrick Henry inbounds.
They made an absolutely terrible angle on Marcus Mariota to allow them to get down inside the 10 previously. But right there was a great angle. They took away the outside. they were going to make him cut it up inside. Oh, my goodness, here we go.
3 wide receivers to the left side, Derrick Henry to the right, and Mariota, 1 tight end on the right side of that formation. 4th and 1, 9 seconds, no timeouts for the Titans as they're going to send Henry out to the right side. There's nobody matched up out there with him, and the Jaguars take a big timeout, Lip, and that is something we didn't see from the Jaguars before when the Patriots beat them with that wild card play. They had no timeouts. Right there, the Jags take a huge timeout to save what could have been a touchdown.
Absolutely brilliant there. That was going to be an easy score. The Titans saw it, but very impressive there by the Jaguars to be able to take that timeout, see what was coming, take it away.
4th and 1. Again, 3 wide receivers over the left, 1 tight end on the right side. 5-yard line, 9 seconds left. They need a first down, but mainly they need a touchdown because they can't get tackled inbounds. 4th and 1, Mariota empties out the backfield. It is all up to this, folks, for a berth in the divisional round. It's Mariota dropping back to pass. Looking over the middle of the field, has a man. He's caught. He's tackled at the 1, 3, 2, 1. The Jaguars with a huge tackle, reminiscent of the Rams in the Super Bowl in 2000. The Tennessee Titans get taken down at the half-yard line, and the Jaguars win.
Absolutely unbelievable. This game came down to literally 1 yard, 1 single yard. So many great plays on both sides of the ball, and the Titans just could not punch it in the short yardage situations through the air. Just incredible by the Jaguars, the way they played defensively and the way that they did not turn the ball over in a ridiculous fashion like they have in the past. Very impressive, and I'm so glad to see them get a playoff victory over the defensive rival Titans.
And again, stick with us, folks. We're going to be flipping to one of our bonus coverage games. It's going to be Giants and Saints, 27-22 your score. We got to pick a player of the game for this game, though, Lip. The Jaguars with a huge win. The defense playing strong, and for me, my player of the game is Barber for that pick 6.
Oh, yeah.
That really changed the game.
Yeah, Barber was so he like you said, he knew what they had pulled out of their bag of tricks before, and he knew that there was only so much left from this Sonny Weaver offense, and he read the play beautifully when they really needed that explosion and a touchdown, more importantly. And he made such a great play. Barber, for sure, my player of the game.
Barber, the player of the game for broadcast number 200. Again, 365.maddenbomberleague.com is where all of our player of the games are. All right, folks, let's get to bonus coverage action here on the NBL Network, and we're going to send it out to New York, where the Giants have just punted back to the New Orleans Saints. Saints down 5, but now with the ball. Let me get you that link. I sure Lip can see the game. It'd be no fun to call this one on our own.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to see this one.
There you go. There you go, right there.
Like I said, these Saints have a great defense, and I mean great. And they spent a lot of money on their offense, so I'm excited to see how this plays out here.
1st and 10 for the New Orleans Saints. Ross Bonham at the helm. He takes the snap on first down and looks over the middle of the field. It is complete underneath, and they're going to get a first down up past the 39-yard line. 19 of 22, 254 Lip. For those who aren't familiar with NBL, Ross Bonham, one of the great young quarterbacks, really had a coming-out party last season, and he has continued his success this year.
Yeah, and he's one of the guys that you think needs a little bit more help. They've really only had one target, Michael Thomas on their offense. They went out and they got a big tight end, and they drafted another wide receiver. So I want to see him take the next step because I think he definitely has the ability. And
a really nice throw over the middle there by Bonham. Pressure coming from the backside, and he's able to complete a pass down to the 40-yard line. The Giants, ownership change mid-season. Little Fish comes in from the grid, takes over the Giants. They lose, I believe it was 5 of their last 7 games, but still make the playoffs considering how hot a start they had. And look at them with a 5-point lead, Lip. I don't think anybody expected this game to be this close.
No, and the thing is, nobody even expected the Giants to be able to win the division. We were all talking about the Redskins' comeback to win the division, but here they are. They're up on the Saints in the 4th quarter.
Deep pass to the end zone, and it's caught in the end zone. Back of the end zone, one-on-one play, and the Saints take the lead for the first time today. 28-27. What a throw from Ross Bonham all the way to the back of the end zone, and O.J. Howard coming over in the offseason, making the big play. Lip, that's why they brought him in.
That right there, that's the big offense that we needed from the Titans to be able, Titans, I'm still in that Titans game. From the Saints, put them in a huge spot right here.
And now they're going for the 2-point conversion to put them up by a full 3 points. It's Bonham in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Tevin Coleman, who walks into the end zone as they extend the lead to 30-27. Tevin Coleman's been huge for this team, Lip, coming over from the Atlanta Falcons 2 seasons ago. They had that contract decision, whether it was Devontae Freeman, whether it was Tevin Coleman. They stuck with Freeman. Coleman has come over to the Saints, and the Saints, they've been real happy with the way that worked out.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at his first season in New Orleans, 1,200 yards, 19 touchdowns. This year, a little step back on the yards, just over 18, but or 800. But still, 19 touchdowns on the ground for Coleman. That is a real ability to set the pace, take a lot of pressure off Bonham, and that's a huge thing in building this offense for the Saints.
And we're watching this other game right now. The Vikings up 27-21. Seahawks have the ball with under 3 minutes to go in that one. As his play-action pass for Davis Webb looking down the field, and down goes Webb. Big sack by the Saints as Cam Jordan comes around the outside and brings him down for the first time today. A huge sack on first down to set him up in a 2nd and long.
Yeah, and there was a lot of pressure and aggression there from the Saints. They want the ball back because they want to be able to control this game, only up 3. And you saw it. Cam Jordan there rip right through 2 offensive players and come up and force that pressure to take down Davis Webb.
2nd and 21, Webb dropping back to pass. Looks deep down the field, looking for his man. Oh, and Ben Stokes couldn't come up with a catch. Nice tackle, or nice hit by Marshawn Lattimore in the secondary to pry that ball free. And now a huge 3rd and 21. Because look, the way Tevin Coleman runs, as Minnesota just dropped a pick 6. Trey Waynes had a pick 6 and dropped it. The way New Orleans runs the ball with Tevin Coleman, if they get the ball back here with 3 minutes to go, I'm not sure the Giants see the ball again.
Yeah, it'd be very difficult because of, like you said, the way Coleman can close out games. But like I said, this is such a tough defense, and right there, the Cam Jordan comes offsides, gives him 5 yards, puts him in 3rd and 16. Davis Webb's going to have to make a good throw here because, like you said, there's not going to be a lot of options left if they have to give the ball back to the Giants or the Saints.
Yeah, 30-27 your score right now. Giants with the ball needing a big conversion here. These are all wild card matchups here on the NBL Network. 3rd and 16, shotgun formation for Davis Webb. Empty backfield. He looks to pass. The free rusher comes. He lobs it over the middle, and it's picked off by the Saints. A huge turnover, and he's up past the 20 to 50 to the 10. Touchdown, Saints! Oh, how they have come back in this one. Oh, boy, the Giants had this game. They were in control in the first half, but Ross Bonham and the New Orleans Saints coming up huge. The first turnover of the game turns into 7 for the New Orleans Saints as they put themselves up 10 late in the ball game.
If the Saints aren't going to be able to do it with offense, they will surely be able to do it with defense. This defense only allows 17 points a game. This is a playoff game. It's a little different. 2nd in total yards on defense, 3rd in pass and rush defense. I'm telling you, this defense is so legit that it's so hard to be in these situations where you have to pass, where they know you're passing, because boy, they are always taking advantage of getting pressure and being in the right spots in the secondary.
And let's flip over to our other bonus coverage game here. The Seahawks down 6, but with the ball here, 27-21 your score, and we're under the 2-minute warning, folks. Seahawks looking to pull out a big victory today. Started out hot, up 14-0. Minnesota 27 unanswered, but Seattle driving with 1:37 to go. It is raining. Because, well, you stick it where the sun don't shine. Seattle, Washington, 2 tight ends for the Seahawks as Russell Wilson dropping back. He's thrown 3 picks today, looks underneath. It is complete. And Jimmy Graham holds on to that ball at the 16-yard line. 16 of 20 for 221, a touchdown and 3 interceptions for Russell Wilson. Not his best game, but he's got the Seahawks in position. They need a touchdown with 1:15 and counting.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable to be able to see the Seahawks in this position, given the amount of turnovers that they've had. This is right here. We're getting down to a minute. It's the biggest moments of the game.
Jimmy Graham going in motion from right to left on 2nd and 3. It's going to be a handoff, and he gets blown up in the backfield. Bradford with the carry, and he is taken down behind the line of scrimmage as Gideon read that play the entire way. And now a huge 3rd and 6, 50 seconds in. Counting. Lip, what are you looking for from Russell Wilson and the Seahawks?
That's an aggressive commitment there. I think the Vikings are going to come out. Right now, you need to be able to split the safeties right now with Jimmy Graham, run some streaks on the outside, get Jimmy Graham in the middle of the field.
Oh, they're setting up the screen to the outside.
Screen.
It's blocked well. He's got some room to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Seahawks. They tie the ball game up as they run that motion screen to Bradford. Great blocking on the outside. And Seattle, after a 14-0 lead, goes by the wayside. Have an opportunity. We've seen a missed extra point in this game already. Can they put themselves up? The kick is up. It is good. It's a 1-point lead for the Seahawks. But Minnesota and Jack Gerberry, Lip, they've got all 3 timeouts and 32 seconds left. They only need a field goal.
Here we go. It's Gerberry time. This is the kid that we think can really come in and win the NFC and give them a title in Minnesota. You only have to get into field goal range. You have 3 timeouts and 30 seconds. Let's see if the kid can do it.
Oh, Marshall has the move! Oh, on special teams! Marshall makes a cut, and it was euphoria in Seattle, and Marshall rips it away with a touchdown, 100 yards to the house. What a play in special teams. Slip Minnesota back on top.
Gerber is not even going to have to come onto the field because guess what, people? There is another phase of football that we often overlook, and that is special teams. And right there, that, I want to say, wins the game for the Vikings. That is unbelievable.
Wow, what a play there. The blocking and the speed to get to the end zone. And now Minnesota looking to put themselves up a full touchdown here as it is Jack Gerberry under center. Marshall in the backfield. He's got 2 wide receivers and 1 tight end. Dowman on the right side of that formation. Let's see what the Vikings decide to do here as he's going to put that back in an I formation. See if they just decide to pound the rock here on the left side. And they do hand it off to Marshall. Cuts outside, cuts inside, then puts them back up 7. Special teams coming into play. What a job by the Minnesota special teams unit. A bunch of guys who don't get a lot of credit. But right there, they may have just moved the Minnesota Vikings to the divisional round.
We have seen a lot of great defensive plays here tonight so far, and now we get to see a special teams play. 30 seconds left in the game to put them up a huge score, probably the go-ahead score for the Vikings whenever they were so close to being eliminated first round again. Just unbelievable. The attention to detail on special teams is often overlooked, and it can really have a huge impact on your season right there, like we saw for the Vikings.
Well, and now Seattle gets the ball back. Russell Wilson needs to put out a miracle. They've got 3 timeouts, but only 18 seconds left, and they need a touchdown. What a job there, but look what Seattle's coming out in. Look what they're coming out in. It's Wildcat time. Let's see. We've got another Wildcat miracle on our hands as it is Bradford taking the snap. Jimmy Graham on the right side of that formation, and they do not hand it off. Bradford keeps it. He's got some blocking out there. Oh, he cuts it inside. Oh, he had to cut that inside lip. He had a whole lot of room, but stays outside, and Flacco with the tackle. Not Joe Flacco, but that was a mistake there by Bradford.
Yeah, and that's the rookie being used to playing in college where you just get outside and you have all day. You've got to read your blocks. He had them set up.
Yep.
He had them set up beautifully. If he just cuts it up inside, he's still running, probably has the touchdown, and it's a totally different game, but that's just a bad mistake by the rookie running back there for the Seahawks.
Lucky No Jr., how to get into this league. Deck Dog just posted the link under the Join tab, 365.maddenbarterleague.com. 12 seconds to go. Shotgun formation for Russell Wilson, needing a miracle here in rainy Seattle. He's in the shotgun. He's got Bradford to his right, play action pass. 4-man rush coming from the Vikings. Wilson's going to launch this to the left side into double coverage. The catch is not made, but still 5 seconds to go as that one could have easily been picked up. 3rd and 10 lip. If you are a Seattle fan at this point, you were hoping, I think Jesus is on your side because you need a miracle of epic proportions.
The only hope now for these Seahawks may be a pass interference down the field. They give them one more play from that 30, 40-yard mark. We'll see how it goes down here.
3-2. This is the last play as Wilson rolls out to the right side, and he's going to run out of bounds. So really stellar play there by Kyle. As that's going to do it in this one. The Minnesota Vikings, I don't want to say improbably, but that may be one of the craziest ways to get the lead. We were talking about Jack Gerberry coming out and leading a drive for a field goal, and they say, Jack, stay on the bench. We got this bad boy. The kick return puts him on top. What a play, and the Vikings are into the divisional round.
Yeah, the Vikings escaped that early first round back to, sitting on the couch for the offseason by great special teams play. I really thought we were going to see Gerberry in his moment to be the guy that we think that he is. But special teams gets it done. They get the win. Either way, they are happy in Minnesota.
And let's go back to New York. 7-point ball game. New Orleans up 37-30. New Orleans with the ball. 2nd and 10 now. The Giants needing a stop. They've got 2 timeouts remaining. So looking to get a big stop here. Use those last 2 timeouts to give yourself a chance. Toss play to the outside. Woo! And what a job there on the right side. I think that was Robert Kimdiche with the tackle. Bringing him down for a 5-yard loss. Now 3rd and 15. Do you ponder throwing the ball here to convert it, or do you trust your defense in New Orleans enough and just run the ball using their last timeout?
I think the Giants have a good enough defense that if you try to force it, they will make you pay. But your defense for New Orleans is absolutely outstanding. So I would play conservative, run the ball, make them score on that elite defense.
2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and it's going to be Bonham dropping back to pass on 3rd and 15. Looks over to the left side. He tosses it underneath. A very safe throw. Stays in bounds. New York used their last timeout. So I guess in terms of the grand scheme of things, a real smart play there by Ross Bonham, making sure he took the safe throw underneath, and a great job by O'Connor staying in bounds.
Yeah, he had the out route on the outside, but there could have been a great play made by that linebacker underneath. It's just a smart play because now you've put the ball, you put the situation on your defense, which we've talked about is a great defense. They've allowed 30 points so far today, but this is a high-pressure situation for Davis Webb. We didn't see him play too well the last time that the Giants had the ball when we were here earlier. So I would just trust your defense here if I'm New Orleans.
And again, folks, if you like what you're seeing, be sure to hit that follow button so you know when we go live. We will have divisional round action probably Monday night, maybe Tuesday. We'll have a doubleheader AFC and NFC championship game looking like next Thursday, and then our Super Bowl Saturday night right here on the NBL Network, hosted by our friends over at EA. Deep pass over the middle, looking for Stokes. That's a throw that doesn't need to be made. I know you're looking for Ben Stokes, your big wide receiver, but that was triple coverage, Lip, and very rarely do you see triple coverage throws go well for the offense.
Yeah, and the worst thing I see about that is you're bunched up, trying to throw into very tight coverage whenever you bunch up like that. That's not how you want to play this Saints defense. 2nd
and 10 for the Giants. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. As Webb drops back to pass on 2nd down, looks underneath for Stokes again. Another one that should have been a pick. Davis Webb looks shook. Lil Fish looked. Everyone looked shook on the New York side of the ball.
Yeah, and I think that's because he knows how great this defense is, and I'm seeing Davis Webb he's playing to not make a mistake. He's not playing to make a play. He's playing to not make a mistake, and that's not going to get them a victory here.
3rd and 10. Let's look for OBJ on the outside as Webb looks over to the right side, finds Ben Stokes, catches it inbounds and goes down. The clock is running, and they need to hurry back to the line. 40 seconds remaining. No timeouts for the Giants. Davis Webb stays in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 over to the right. Petway in the backfield. Stokes goes in motion as he drops back to pass on 1st and 10. He looks for Petway out of the backfield, who tried to stay inbounds but decides to, get helped out of bounds there. 6 yards. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 4.
And that's the thing. They have to play to the sidelines now, and that plays into the strengths of the Saints. You still got to go a long way with no timeouts and 29 seconds here. So the Saints they're smart. They know that that's where your play is going to be. It's all on Davis Webb right now.
2nd and 4, shotgun formation for Webb as he drops back. Blitz coming. It's a quick throw to the outside. It is Marlon Petway once again. 1st down and more up to the 48-yard line and out of bounds. 24 seconds remaining. There's a little bit of life on the New York Giants sideline.
Oh, absolutely. There is life because they are making the smart underneath. The Saints are giving them the underneath, and that's going to allow them to get in position where they can have a couple plays to go down the field towards that end zone.
Update on our other game as Cam Jordan's going to jump off sides again. The Cleveland Browns up 27-17. That one just about to go final. 5 seconds and no timeouts for the Jets. So the Cleveland Browns win 27-17. They won that NBL live game in Week 17 over the Chiefs to make the playoffs. And now they got in and they got to win the Wildcard round. Nice job by the Cleveland Browns.
It's nice. This Browns team's loaded and ready for a playoff run. Getting it done there today against the Jets.
Quick throw underneath to Odell Beckham, but over the middle of the field, 18 seconds to go. There's not a lot of time left for the New York Giants. They hurry back to the line, 14 seconds. They're setting up to spike the ball, 12, 11, 10, and they'll snap it and spike it with 10 seconds to go. Lip, Great job by the New Orleans Saints playing to the outside and leaving only open routes over the middle. But New York now with 10 seconds to go. You got to think they've got 2 shots to the end zone.
That's the thing. This is tough now. I'm not sure you can get. I'm not sure how this is going to play out, because now you have to go to the end zone twice, and the Saints know it. We know it, and Ben Stokes is not the guy that's going to come up with these plays. In my opinion, he's much more of an open field kind of guy to me. Let's see what they do.
As he drops back to pass on second 10, looks to the outside. It is complete to Ben Stokes, but he stays in bounds. There's no timeouts left, and the Giants are going to fall short of the 24-yard line. Oh, lip, and welcome to a young player in the NBL. You can't go for the possession catch there, as Stokes stays inbounds, and the Saints going to escape with a 37-30 win. A valiant effort by the New York Giants, but at the end of the day, it was just too many mistakes by the New York Giants.
Yeah, and on that one there, you probably have to have an out route there. That comeback's not going to get you, based on your position on the field, that route's not going to get you to that sideline, especially throwing it as early as he did. The Giants have to just be a little more, organized and understanding where they're at on the field and understand the situation. And that's just, this team's kind of, they've got some players that are a little bit younger. They have some experience with that Super Bowl last year, but like we said, under new ownership, there's some bugs to work out on this team, but, still a good year. They'll come back at it next year. Great roster. Very excited about their future.
And that does it for our wild card coverage. Again, a huge shout out to our friends over at the EA Madden NFL channel for hosting us tonight. We'll be back on the channel next Sunday for our Super Bowl for season 23. Dooku123 saying, man, just short. The Giants were way too one-dimensional. Calculated Gaming saying, this is continuing through Madden 19 as well, correct? Absolutely. We have no intention of stopping. We have no intention of stopping.
No. 200 broadcasts in, we easily want to hit another 200 more.
Absolutely.
This has been
a
lot of fun.
What a
Absolutely.
night. These are 3 great games on the NBL Network. And again, if it's your first time joining us, be sure to hit that follow button. We'll have the rest of the playoffs broadcast right here, twitch.tv/NBL Network, all leading up to the Super Bowl next Saturday, Lip, on the EA Madden NFL Twitch, and right here at twitch.tv/NBL Network, our Super Bowl broadcast, one of our biggest. And if the games tonight are any indication of how the games are going to go the rest of the way, we're in for a treat here on the NBL Network.
Oh, absolutely. Last year we had every game broadcast on NBL Network, and all of those games were amazing, down to the wire, just like that Titans-Jaguars game was tonight. Congratulations to Unisolated and those Jaguars for pulling out an unbelievable victory over Sonny's Titans. And like you said, if that's any indication of how the playoffs are going to go, we're going to have another fantastic Super Bowl in our hands next week.
An absolutely fantastic night here on the NBL Network. We appreciate all of you who stuck with us through the EA Madden NFL coverage and checked out some CFM action. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everyone, because you don't want to miss next Saturday's game. You don't want to miss any of the playoff action here on the NBL Network, but we appreciate all of you who tuned in, interacted in the chat, and just watched some great CFM action. For my co-hosts, the co-commissioner, owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm OSU. Once again, we thank you for tuning into the NBL Network broadcast number 200. We'll hopefully see you throughout the rest of the time as we work towards another 200 more here on the NBL Network.